Welcome back to the catch up here on Cris Cyborg's YouTube channel. I am James Lynch. That is not Cris Cyborg. That is the number 2 ranked bantamweight in Bellator. Raufeon Stots returning to the show as a special co-host. Raufeon, how are you, sir?
Doing good, man. How you doing?
Doing very well. Coming in the clutch, doing the show. Really appreciate it, man. And before we get into this, congratulations. I heard you just signed a new contract with Bellator. Must be happy to know you got a future in a big promotion like Bellator.
Yeah, like I said, man, somebody's happy with me and somebody's want to see me back. So yeah, that's super exciting.
Yeah, do you ever think back to that decision of going to Bellator? I'm sure there were other offers and stuff, but I mean, how good does that decision feel now, just knowing, you're one of the top guys in the promotion in their bantamweight division?
No, I definitely, I look back like all the time, and think about what were or what could have been, and I'm happy. I'm super happy with the decision I made. You know what I mean? I feel like that was the best decision for me. And it's almost like I feel like everything, happened for a reason. So I'm glad it happened this way.
Yeah, it's really great. And if people haven't seen it, because I think you reposted it on your Instagram the other day, the video of you signing with Bellator with the different gloves, I thought that was hilarious. So fighters are taking note when they're getting signed. Maybe you want to rip that off of Raufeon. It looked pretty cool. So yeah,
yeah, man,
definitely
cool
recommend it. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
What gave you that idea, by the way? Was that just something you thought of, or someone else gave you the idea?
Bully Bilal, man. I feel like we were talking about getting signed, and he's just creative, man. He got a lot of creative ideas, and I just jumped ship. I say, yeah, man, that's a good idea. Let's do it.
We got a lot of Bellator going on. We just had Bellator 268 on the weekend. What'd you think of Nemkov's win, the submission? He gets a late opponent. He had a little adversity, right? But he came back and got it done.
Yeah, a little adversity. Guy caught him with a good right hand. That dude is big. That Anglickas. That guy is a big dude, and the dude is, well-rounded fighter. So, yeah, that was a good test for Nemkov, and we get to see Nemkov and Cory Anderson, in the finals. So that should be a fun fight.
Now, I don't know how you felt going into that fight with Cory Anderson and Ryan Bader, but I thought, hey, Ryan Bader, underdog, I kind of like him here, right? Just with what Bader's been able to do. But man, did Cory Anderson once again shut the lights out of his opponent. Just how impressed were you with Cory's performance? Especially, people forget he came over from the UFC and he had a pretty good record in the UFC.
Yeah, I mean, he looked amazing, I can't say anything bad about his performance, that's for sure, and, he surprised me. I thought that fight, I didn't know who would win, really. I didn't have like a horse in the race, but I definitely thought it would, go a little longer than that and, be a bigger test for Cory than that.
Yeah. For sure. And then the other fight that was sort of notable on the card, Ben Henderson, Brent Primu gets it done. I think we forget how good this guy is. And then there was some controversy in that Chandler fight, a couple fights back with the injury. But Brent Primu is a pretty talented guy. Just your overall thoughts on him. I know it's a different weight class, but still, I thought he put on a good performance.
Yeah, I feel like Brent Primu is like a beast of a human being. He's like yoked and he's like very good on the ground. He's got power in his hands. So he's just a beast. And he was a former champion, so I don't feel like he gets a lot of credit, just maybe, because the names he's fighting, are kind of bigger names, but he's definitely one to watch. I tune in every time a Brent Primu fight is on.
And where does that leave Ben Henderson? 3 losses in a row now. He is losing to good competition, but also it's like, what are you getting out of him at this point? And, obviously you got to win fights. What do you think the future holds for Benson?
I've seen he talked about in his or in an interview that he was, thinking about retirement. That's hard, because once you get to the top, like nobody gives an inch, and it's like, you're fighting some of the best guys in the world, and it's a game of inches. Like you definitely don't suck. You're one of the best in the world, but it's not showing in the fights, and because of your name, you're only getting those top fights. So that's a tough situation, I have no idea, that's a tough situation. I feel like I've seen a lot of fighters go through that. And that's just a tough situation to be in.
Yeah, no, well said. I mean, there's no real answer here, right? I mean, it's up to the fighter at the end of the day what they want to do, but yeah, something worth noting. We do have a UFC card this weekend. Just going to talk about the main event here. We've got Paulo Costa taking on Marvin Vettori. I can't remember the last time this has happened, but 2 fighters fighting each other off a loss over the same fighter, right? They both lost to Israel Adesanya in their last fight, so now they're both looking to get back on the winning track. Who do you favor in that fight? I know Vettori's a betting favorite right now.
Yeah, Vettori is definitely, I mean, his tank, and his relentlessness, is tough to beat, I feel like. So yeah, I favor Vettori. I like the striking of, and I like the, kind of like hard kickboxing style of Costa, but I just feel like Vettori's not gonna have that type of fight with you. You know what I mean? So you're gonna be forced to stuff some takedowns, stuff from getting pushed against the cage, and make them respect your hands. So, and Vettori looks like a hard-headed dude. Like he's a one-track mind. I'm gonna do what I want to do, and you're not gonna stop me, type of thing. So, it's definitely gonna be a good fight. But I'm favoring Vettori.
I am as well. And for me, it comes down to this. They're pretty similar in terms of, what they've been able to accomplish in the octagon. But to me, it's the layoff for Costa already. He hasn't fought in a year. Vettori's never been finished. So if Costa can't get him out early, things will get interesting if it goes later in the fight, I think. And I just think Vettori's like more well-rounded overall. I mean, obviously Costa has more power, but we'll see how it unfolds. Again, Vettori is the favorite here. So it's not like we're making something up completely crazy here as far as the pick. Last thing on the UFC, something else that came out of last weekend's event was this whole thing with Jim West and Aspen Ladd. Of course, if you didn't see it, Aspen Ladd losing her fight in the main event against Norma Dumont, but some people felt like Jim West's cornering advice maybe a little bit too harsh. What did you think of that?
For me, I feel like it was, he was just trying to say something brash, or he was like trying to get her attention, and it feels like he even the way he went about it didn't work. Like he was trying to be as extreme as he can to make her understand like she's got to change, something. Which he probably could have went about it a different way, and obviously, it didn't. But I see that when like some corners, or when you're talking to a fighter or a competitor, and they're kind of like one track minded, and you're trying to like change the course of their one track. You know what I mean? And they get like lost. Like you're talking to them, but nothing is like seeping in, or they're not understanding. You know what I'm saying? They're not really responding. So I feel like he was trying to get her to respond and get her to realize the magnitude,
kind of like the fire underneath her, right? Because that happened in the last fight too with Aspen, where Jim gave her some pretty harsh advice, and she went out there and knocked out her opponent, right?
Exactly, and it worked. So I'm assuming he was kind of doing the same thing along those lines, and it worked for her the last time. So.
It's tough, right? Every coach is different. I mean, this is a fighter, right? Certain fighters respond to different things. So
I didn't think it was too harsh. I mean, you're in there fighting for your life. He's telling her that. I mean, I watched the video. I watched like the 5 rounds or something, and he's telling her the same thing. Like, you gotta fucking do something. Like, do something different. Can you hear me? Like, do something different. Backside. Start with the backside. Put combos together and stuff. I didn't think it was too harsh.
Switching gears, you've been helping Cory Sandhagen prepare for his interim title fight against Petr Yan. How has that been? Because I heard you guys just sort of met on Instagram and just became friends, and I know you've trained with each other before.
Yeah, me and Cory have, we did just meet on Instagram. It's funny too, because when I first messaged, I first met Cory. I think what's his name? One of the match, Sean. Shelby something was in the locker room or in the elevator, and Cory was like cutting weight or something. And I think weeks before, I was helping corner somebody. Weeks before, I was like, "Hey, Cory, just to let you know, I called you out on Twitter or something. I don't know if you know me or not, but I called you out on Twitter or something. You know what I'm saying? I was just trying to get a fight. It's nothing against you personally. But yeah, I called you out, and I feel like he was like cutting weight, so he was like, "What the fuck ever, man." Just whatever, and then, we ended up talking on Instagram, and ended up cross training, and I feel like Cory's like a good friend of mine. I like him a lot, even though I've only met him I've only hung out with him like 2 occasions, like about 2 weeks now, but I like him a lot. He's a cool dude.
And before we get out of here, when are you looking to get back in there, and what's on the horizon for you? Obviously, a lot of good options after that huge win in your last fight.
Yeah, man, I'm hoping for any of the guys in the top 10. I could fight for the title. I could fight Juan Archuleta. I could fight Higo, or the winner of Apache Mix and Gallagher. I feel like I'm waiting, or my manager is kind of waiting for things to shake out. But I'm ready to get in there. So hopefully I'll have news soon.
And how's life in Texas these days? I know you made the move from Wisconsin. I know that's where you're originally from. So how's that been, the transition?
Yeah, the transition is really good. You know, we're by family. I don't have to deal with snow this year. I ain't got to shovel a goddamn driveway this winter, so that is amazing. You know what I mean? Yeah, but it's everything's going good.
Good to hear, man. And thanks again for doing this. Always love having you as a co-host on here. Just want to remind everyone, go to CrisCyborg.com. You can check out the website. She's got premium content on there as well. You can sign up. They also accept Bitcoin if you're into crypto. I know your buddy Ben Askren is, Raufeon, so there's a big market for that as well. But follow me on Twitter, @Lynch on Sports. Raufeon, where can people find you? And if you got anything to plug before you get out of here, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, Raufeon Stots. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, RAUFEON STLTS.